back to AirSplat On Demand. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jake.
And today we're reviewing the M14 gas blowback rifle.
And we have this listed under our gas blowback section for $379.99.
Now, the first thing I want to tell you about this rifle is it is extremely heavy. It definitely reminds me of my dad's Springfield M1A, which was always one of my favorites to shoot back home. And this Airsoft model definitely brings back the good times for me.
Yeah, I'd agree. It takes me back to my Army days. My second tour of Iraq, I picked up an M14 as a DMR. So mine actually had the EBR stock, but I actually find the synthetic stock a lot more, in this style, a lot more comfortable. Easier to disassemble for maintenance, and it just has a good feel to it. So. Alright, so one thing I'd like to mention on this one is that it actually has a select fire on here, so you can jump from semi-automatic to full automatic. But for myself, I prefer semi-automatic because it is going to play the role of a designated marksmanship rifle. You're only going to be shooting at specific targets one at a time, so it's really not going to need the job of playing a support role by going into full automatic.
Yeah, fully auto on this particular model is a ton of fun. But for the inexperienced shooter, I think that could be a lot to handle on a true M14. Yeah,
it has quite the recoil actually. Its weight comes in at about 13 pounds, even with the synthetic stock. But it has a nice feel, close to 22 long rifle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when firing it. It has a lot of weight, but you still get a nice kick.
I agree, and the action's pretty smooth as well when it's functioning, and it also locks back to the rear when the magazine's empty. Which again, they put a lot of detail in this, and it replicates like pretty damn near close to an actual M14. So.
Yeah, no, I will say I did have a little bit of trouble getting it back to battery the first few times using it, but once I got the hang of it, I felt like it went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, and I guess one of my only gripes again with the magazine, it only holds about 20 rounds, so if you're on full auto, you're going to burn through it pretty quick, and unfortunately, we don't have any spare magazines for it. So semi-automatic only on this one, guys.
So as I said before, I just plain and simple like this gun. It's a lot of fun to shoot.
Yeah. I don't think we should.
It doesn't get better than that. Come on.
No, it's way sluggish right now just because it's so cold outside. That's alright. But even in the case, it still replicates an actual M14's rate of fire. So with that said, again, I think it'd be a lot more useful on semi-automatic. Still, a lot of fun. There's nothing more satisfying than going into a full automatic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now with this rifle, I think it's really made for outdoor use. I really wouldn't bring this indoors just because we got it clocked at about 440 feet per second, it's not going to happen. Even on a lot of outdoor fields, unless this is set up as a sniper rifle, it's not even going to get on. You can't walk on with it. But at that rate, that velocity, if you keep it on semi-automatic, there's no reason why you can't bring this to a skirmish.
Yeah, most indoor fields won't let you in if it's shooting over 350 feet per second, because you will definitely break skin with this puppy at close range. So another thing I feel like I need to mention about this model is that it is dead-on accurate. When we were testing it, I was shooting cans at about 100 feet with 20 grain BBs, and it's easy. But I feel like if we probably stepped it up to like 28 grain BBs, we could extend the effective range a little bit. So as far as STAR ratings go, based on what I've seen, I'm going to give this rifle a 4 out of 5 stars. It's built really well, it's great to shoot, performance is fantastic, but I personally can't justify spending $400 on something that's more of a novelty than practical.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I do agree with the novelty factor though. I mean, it's an amazing replica, but that wouldn't be enough for me to purchase this. However, for the role that I would get it to play and as accurate that it is, I would definitely make the investment towards this. My only real downfall or downside of this rifle is the lack of spare magazines. That's about my biggest complaint. Everything else, like the bayonet and leather chin sling, that's something that you can easily pick up at any firearm store. So.
Alright, well thank you for tuning in to AirSplat On Demand. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jake.
We'll see you next time.